Alright. Hey guys, I'm at the park. Nice. Somewhat nice day out. Nice trail. Little boardwalk. Well, half of it's boardwalk. It's fucking... That's new. Yep. I got my bag on today. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna do a little rundown of what I typically have in my backpack that I always bring out. Well, I don't always bring it out with me, but I always have it. Just a whole bunch of nonsense stuff. Alright, so I've kind of been getting into making my own tools, like knives and stuff. You know, that would, it wouldn't be essential as far as like camping gear, but it helps out a lot. What do I got in there? I got like a let's go this way. Fucking airplane. A few things that I could talk about that are in my bag is one, I got this it's a little digging shovel, and it has like a handle that folds into itself. Pretty handy little thing. Takes up no room in the bag. Couple changes of dry clothes, such as socks, long johns, undershirts. I have like 5 pairs of socks. You never know. I have a hatchet. Oh wow. Okay, I've never been to this spot before. A little bench. Let's sit down over here and have a chat. What the fuck was that under there? People leave fucking garbage everywhere, but right there is a fucking Mike's Hard, a game, 2 games, and backwoods wrappers. Fucking shit. Shit you see out in the woods. Let me take this bag off. Okay, so I have a hatchet in here. See if you can see the bag. I love this fucking bag. It's got all these little straps in it. You can put clasp or carabiners, tie things onto it. It's got 3 different pockets. I'm not gonna go through everything that I got in there right now because I got a lot of shit in there. I got a mini med kit. It's Band-Aids, sutures, gauze pads, tape. This right here, don't smoke. Smoking's bad for you. Don't do as I do. For this case. Other things, such as when it comes to the camping gear, you can trust me on that, but smoking's bad for you. You don't want to do that. What the fuck am I using that lighter? Actually, when I got update my bag, I got put lighter fluid for my Zippo. You gotta have some type of fire starting gear in there. I got lighters, matches, waterproof matches. I actually have a one of those I don't know what the hell you call it, like one of those like liquid stovette things. It's like a little tin with like this jelly in it, and you light it and you cook food on it. Yeah, I got that in there. You could easily just dabble a little bit and then use a little bit of it to start a bigger fire, and then boom. Like I was saying before, I keep getting distracted. I have my hatchet in there. It's about the handle is like 10 inches, and the block itself is only a few inches, so it's probably a little bit like 12, 13, 14 maybe-ish inches. But the thing I like about it, it's got a nice durable sheath case that you could easily run your belt through, and you could attach it to your hip. And on the bottom side of the handle, it has a rubber strap that holds in a little paring knife, which, you don't always want to use an axe for, or a hatchet to say baton. It's a little too excessive and you're probably just going to end up tearing it all through. Or, you need to quickly cut cordage. And it's very easy. I keep losing the fucking light. It's very easy to just pop the knife out of the handle of the axe without actually taking the whole thing out of the case. You just undo it and then you pull it apart. It's actually held in with magnets too, so it's super secure. Even with using it as a hatchet, chopping wood at all different angles and stuff, and the vibrations, that little knife won't fall out of there. It's very handy. Got a couple of garbage bags, and I got like 3 ponchos. Ponchos good for the body, garbage bags good to say, you have to keep your bag dry. You need to make a dry floor or something for you to sit on underneath. Say, you make a little lean-to shelter. As far as staying dry and staying warm, 2 different things when it comes to when you're in a survival element. You don't always have to be. I mean, I've used a lot of my practices for recreational and actual. I don't know what the hell you would call it. I don't know. I'm bad with my English. If I had a little whiskey, it would help out. But I used to do Polar Bear Club. I don't know if any of you watching would actually know what that is, but pretty much Super Bowl Sunday every year, a whole bunch of people meet up at the beach and run and jump in the water and go swimming in the ocean. And that water is cold. Oh, the water's not that bad. Once you get out of the water, that's the terrible part. Because then you're just soaking wet. You're sitting there, in your drawers, your bathing suit or whatever, and it's fucking, it's 20 degrees out. Well, I guess that's why a lot of people drink alcohol in those events. They got the beer testing and stuff. It's a whole big party. But what you could do, say you are, for some reason you're walking, you're out on the trail hiking around during the wintertime, and for some odd reason you're walking on ice and you fall through. And say you actually do manage to get out, because, I've fallen through water a few times. It is very fucking cold. And whether you're, stuck fucking, 3 hours out into the middle of nowhere in the woods, or you're in a fairly suburban area, when you're cold and you're soaking wet, the first thing you want to do is take off all the wet clothes. And then after that, what I suggest, run around in circles, do jumping jacks, and as you're doing that, you wiggle your fingers and your toes, generate a little bit extra body heat, and once you dry off, your body's a little warm, then put on some dry clothes. That's why it's fairly important to have something as simple as a dry pair of socks, pajama pants, and an extra jacket, or a hoodie, or hell, I know it doesn't do that much, but even say if you were to take a garbage bag and pop a hole through the top of it for your head, that would help retain a lot of your body heat just from induction, because it's a small area and there's no airflow to draw out any of that warm and replace it with the cold, so somewhat contain it. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess we could talk about that topic. Like I said, when I talk all over the place. I really got to start writing this stuff down, but mainly I just go off the top of my head. Like, say, now I'm telling stories, and I was just discussing about the things I have in my bag. Gotta work on that. I've been really busy. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be, like I introduced this this video. I'm gonna be making my own tools and stuff. And not only that, I'm gonna hopefully be making enough of them that I could actually sell some of them. Or I would love to sell them eventually and have like somewhat of not a product line, but be making tools and camping gear and all that stuff. And then maybe like some of like the bigger YouTubers, I would give, say, like the shovels that I make. I would give them one for free and be like, hey, do a review about this, see what you think, and try and do something like that. But literally for the past 3 days, all day, what I've been doing is doing stuff, getting a website started, getting pictures. I'm working on somewhat of a catalog, but like just like pictures of like what I can make, and if people are interested, they could get that same exact type of knife or tool or whatever. I'm starting off with knives. I'm making bushcraft knives. Some knives, you could, not every knife is the same. They all don't serve the same purpose, but they're all multi-tools. You could use them in so many fashions. You could use it batoning wood. You could use a shovel. You could, use it to, hell, you could even use it to cook with. They're really, it's one of those tools that it has like 101 applications, and the number one most important one is how you use it, or how you think about using it, I should say. And yeah, I've been doing that for quite some time. Like I don't have any on me, but all I gotta do is, one, I gotta make an actual braided handle for, and another one is I gotta make a handle for it, but I'm kind of gonna keep it an open, like an open handle, so you could say use some lashing to put attach to a stick, and you could use it as a small shovel. You could use it as a spear. You could use it as a batoning knife. Split wood, chop down small trees with it. It's gonna have serrations on it, so you could use it as somewhat of a saw. So this is what I'm saying. It's one knife. Yeah, sure. You could cut your food. You could cut. You could cut your mail open. You could cut some string, cut cordage, or hell, say if you're in a survival situation, or not even, you're out camping and say you trip and you fall, and oh no, you fell on that that rock. Now you got your shin split open. And say you don't have a medical kit that you could stitch yourself up or bandage yourself up and stop the bleeding and tourniquet it. What you could do with the big knife is you could take it, heat it up until it's glowing cherry red. And I really don't suggest this because this is a last ditch option. But you could actually cauterize the wound with it and stop the bleeding, and hopefully you won't bleed out, and you would somewhat stabilize and get to help. Really don't suggest that. It is not fun, and it is one of the worst things to do to someone, and have someone to do it to you, because the pain is completely unbearable, depending on the size of the wound. But maybe I'll get into some of that stuff too, and figure out a little bit more, because I would really like to start making stuff. Alright, so okay, that's for right now. I'm gonna do some more internet-y stuff, businessy stuff. And yeah, I'll hopefully get another video up tomorrow. Peace.